All right, Detroit Lions win the NFC North. They finally get the job done. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. They tried to give it to Minnesota. They tried, man, and it was just a bunch of wow. Washington came back and took the lead on the Jets. That's wild. But they tried to give it to Minnesota. They really did. They really did, man. And at the end of the day, good shit. Um, that block punt kick, extra point. I think they were saying that was on the offensive. That was on the offensive or the offensive line on that one. But that played a really good game. They fed the high hand of Jahmyr Gibbs. He had to fumble, but they didn't shy away from him. I mean, Goff played a really good game. I mean, they started to get Jameson Williams involved. St. Brown had a big game. Laporta wasn't as much as a factor today. Donovan Peoples-Jones caught a big first down, and the Vikings just had a bunch of injuries this year, man. But the Lions straight up shut their run game down. And the problem, it was just the Lions secondary was decimated. Both sides was decimated, and the difference was Jared Goff took care of the football. Nick Mullins did. Now, if you're wondering why old Buddy wasn't playing and Josh Dobbs, you forget Joshua Dobbs played with the Lions. I think it was last year we picked him up. One of the reasons why he didn't play was because apparently they were saying he got Justin Jefferson sent to the hospital. So he must have threw a bad ball, and Jefferson just had came back, and he threw a bad ball. So I was wondering, and when you send a star player to the hospital, there you have it. So, but that's kind of what happened with Dobbs. But nonetheless, Laporta wasn't much against one of the teams that struggle against tight ends, at least in fantasy and yardage and all that. Laporta really wasn't much of a difference today, but where he dropped off at, I mean, Brown, Williams, and Gibbs, picked up at, and our secondary was decimated. And I just don't know if Aaron Glenn knows his personnel. Playing a lot of zone, it's just their zone is terrible. When they go straight zone, it's just not a good look. They just suck at playing zone. And Aaron Glenn come from Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. They are that tree that Bill Parcells tree. It is a man-to-man type of defense. And right now, they're not doing a very good job of teaching them to play straight zone. And that's something that he's trying to should just say for a switch up. And when I continue to say, well, I feel like he don't know his personnel, he shouldn't have had, people forget Brandon Powell played with the Lions, won the Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford and the Rams as well, too. Brandon Powell was just too fast to be in one-on-one man-to-man coverage with Brian Branch. He should have seen that, and he, in the adjustment he should have made was this. He should have put Malafanu is your best corner. It's simple. He doesn't know that. They switched him to safety, but he's your best corner. Malafanu should be a starting corner, especially when you get everything healthy. But in that situation, what he should have done was he should have put a true corner on the inside on Brandon Powell, move Brian Branch to safety. He should have had Malafanu playing the corner with Cam Sutton that's what it should have been. Brandon Powell was too fast. And you notice it was putting Brandon Powell on those shallow crossing routes and those drag routes, and Brian Branch just wasn't fast enough to keep up with him. So when you look at Aaron Glenn, maybe he need to go to the skybox and call some plays, but he doesn't know his secondary. And when your secondary get healthy, it should be Kirby Joseph. It should be Gardner Johnson as the safeties. Melifanu is your number one corner. Cam Sutton is your other corner. Brian Branch is your nickel. That's what it should be. He doesn't know his personnel, and it's pathetic. You have to make those adjustments. And that's a big, big problem with him. He's a fucking idiot when it comes to that. And I hate to say it that way. Right? But they did a good job stopping the run, especially not having Lee McNeil. I mean, Malcolm Rodriguez made one of the best plays of the day on that play where the tight end could have scored the touchdown and Malcolm Rodriguez fell back into coverage. It was a block and release. Way to get back there. Aiden Hutchinson was held on several different plays. I mean, he got to be the most held defensive pass rusher or defensive end or outside or pass rusher in general. It's holding that goes on every play, especially on the inside. But he has to be one of the more held guys I've seen. There were several times in this game where he was held and they just didn't call it. And this is why he getting all those pressures and all those hurries, because he getting held and not translating the sacks. Okay. But, give it up to Justin Jefferson. He's a beast, man. He's a beast. And some of them plays, you wasn't nothing you could do before the half. That was a breakdown. They doubled him, and he caught, Nick Mullins threw him the ball. He caught it. And, and like I said before, you got a 6'3" athletic Melifano. Put him on Justin Jefferson and let the dice roll. He's your best cornerback. You don't know that, Aaron Glenn. He's your best cornerback. Let him roll. Let him roll. Let him go out there and ball at corner. And then last and least, I'm going to talk about the defense, is John Kaminsky. He almost got fucked around and got cut today. Because you get that fumble. Why are you trying to pick the ball up and score in a situation they have no timeouts? Fall on the fucking fumble. Excuse my language. Fall on the fumble, and we go home. Kaminsky trying to pick it up and score and look cute. Fall on the goddamn ball. Excuse my language. Just fall on it. You trying to pick it up and prove what point? We didn't need to go ahead and touchdown. Now, if you bet on the game and you were trying to get the point spread that you bet, like that Washington Wizards and Golden State game, which that need to be investigated, by the way, that's on you. Fall on the football. But Justin Jefferson was unreal. Hopefully Hawkinson is healthy. He got injured, but that's the letter of the law. You don't want guys to go high. They got to go low and take the knee out. Take the legs out. Unfortunately, that's what happened. But other than that, Jameson Williams is stepping up big time. I think he deserves even a more larger role in some of the plays he catching up underneath. And that's just gonna open it up down the road for them, down the field for them. Goff played a good game. The ball came out a little bit more tighter. I think he was injured and he getting healthy. And shout out to the Lions. They felt they fed the healthy hand in Jahmyr Gibbs today. He was the hot back. They gave it to him even after he fumbled. David Montgomery was the closer. He closed it out. So credit to him. Credit to him. But offensively, they look good today. Had a nice balance. They had 30 between the backs. They had 32 rush attempts between the backs and 40 pass attempts. So you can't. That's a great balance, and I just think, Mullins, he threw the ball today, and the Lions secondary should get healthy. But my concern with the Lions secondary and their defense is that the coach just doesn't know the personnel. That's my problem. The coach just doesn't know the personnel. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know, kind of like Monty Williams with the Pistons. He don't know his players. And when they get that they get back healthy, you get McNeil on the inside, get Derek Barnes back, and all that type of stuff. What he has to understand is your best secondary matchup is Melifano at corner. No matter how you feel, he been switching to safety. Melifano at corner, Cam Sutton at the other corner, Branch on the inside, Gardner Johnson and Kirby Joseph as your safeties. That's gonna give you the best chance to win. But it was a good game. The Vikings played well. Jefferson was the difference in the game. The Lions, gave up opening touchdown. Then they tightened up, and then before the half, they gave up a big drive. And that was just due to, guys that's not customarily playing corner. They got some experience, but in the next couple of weeks, they should be getting James Houston back. They should be getting Gardner Johnson back, and hopefully, Jerry Jacobs should be coming back. But hopefully Aaron Glenn knows his personnel, but he don't. But, winning the North, it's never happened in anybody's lifetime. It was the Central Division last time. But they can't be satisfied here. Let's try to at least get to the number 2 seed. We got Dallas next week. They're playing Miami right now. That's going to be a huge game, huge momentum roller into the in the playoffs, and you getting healthy. And even if you got nothing to play for in the last week of the season, I just think that getting some of the guys that could be coming back, getting them healthy is key. Getting them acclimated. James Houston, Liam McNeil, if he's healthy enough, Gardner Johnson, getting them guys some reps is going to be good for them. But I think guys that should probably be able to rest. I think you would rest Goff, probably rest the backs. Um, um, Probably get Jameson some burn out there with Josh Reynolds. Probably trying to see what you got in Teddy Bridgewater since he's about to retire. So we a minute from that, but it was huge. It's never easy with the Lions. Never easy with Detroit teams. They iced it. They closed out, won the North. Vikings did make it easy. Brian Flores' defense was fifth against the run, and the Lions, they rushed for 143 yards against them. They rushed against 17 yards against us. And anytime you had your quarterback drop back as much as Mullins did and not having balance running the ball, Todd Chandler just cut up on the Bengals last week, and we just shut them down. So Benito Jones, Bugs, all them guys in the middle that played, they did their thing today by shutting the run down. They've been very consistent in that. And now next thing for them is now to really, really shut down is get healthy in the secondary. Romeo Cora, he had the strip sack. He been kind of making some noise the last couple weeks. And if Kaminsky just fell on that ball, we'd probably be doing this video a little bit earlier. So congratulations to them, Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. They was, I think, a year or two ahead of where we thought they would be. And now it's just with a bunch of cap space going into next year, a bunch of young promising players going into next year. Now it's time to bend that corner like you in a lack sipping yak. And now you probably continue to see them, value those draft picks, pay some guys, get some guys here, and we'll see what actually happens. But Lions win the North. Vikings, after starting 0-5, came back with a vengeance. But I think the division is up. It's going to be tough next year. Jordan Love coming into his own. See what happened with the Bears and Caleb Williams and Justin Fields. And we'll see what happened with Kirk Cousins coming off the Achilles injury with the Minnesota Vikings. But Brian Flores' defense is always giving Jared Goff fits. And, Goff and Ben Johnson cracked the code today. So check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Check out Detroit Lions post-game reaction playlist. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love, support. Check out me everywhere, all in the link tree, man. And this was a big, big win for the Lions, man. And what's the scary thing offensively, real quick, is Jameson Williams is starting to look like the guy we thought we drafted. And I think Melifanu is a star. And I think his best position is corner. Peace.